Um dos maiores problemas de hoje na internet é a questão da privacidade. Sem a gente saber, muitas vezes a gente está tendo os nossos dados pessoais coletados, tanto por empresas como até mesmo por governos no mundo todo. O direito à privacidade é previsto na Constituição da maioria dos países. Só que a gente está entrando num momento de transparência radical. Muitas vezes a gente voluntariamente coloca fotos e informações pessoais na rede e muitas vezes a gente nem se preocupa com isso. Hoje em dia, a gente vive num momento em que as redes sociais estão dominando o mundo. E é interessante porque sites como o Facebook acabam coletando um monte de dados sobre as pessoas, tanto dados que nós mesmos revelamos, quanto outros dados que são coletados nas visitas pela rede. Muita gente nem se preocupa com isso, mas um grupo de jovens de Nova York resolveu criar uma nova rede social justamente com a ideia de servir um pouco de contraponto ao Facebook, dando ao usuário controle absoluto dos dados que ele posta na rede e, sobretudo, garantindo os direitos de privacidade ao utilizar esse projeto chamado Diaspora.
What is the difference between, for instance, the structure and architecture of Facebook and the architecture of Diaspora?
Diaspora is open source software, so and the idea is you can host your identity anywhere you trust. If you don't like us, you can move all of your stuff to somewhere else. No matter where you choose to put all of your data, you can still contribute in all the conversations that are happening everywhere. That just gives more power to people. People don't really have that much choice. For people making cool new social products, like they have to sort of integrate with Facebook. It's like this given, and that means that the entire internet is now limited by the capabilities of one website, which is kind of very much anti the idea of the internet, that it's a big decentralized network in itself.
You guys are very young. You're like doing like a great entrepreneurial thing, like launching this website and so on. Did you guys get funding? Was it easy, difficult? How did it work?
We started, Rafi was 19 and I was 23, and he's the youngest, I'm the oldest. I mean, obviously we had the Kickstarter funding. We really wanted to make sure we found someone going forward that, you know, shared our vision. Because as much as it's an entrepreneurial thing, it's also a vision for a better internet. So we need to make sure that we keep those two things parallel and make sure our goals are about doing good for everybody.
A privacidade não é um problema só legal, ela é também um problema tecnológico. Nesse sentido, cientistas da computação como Harlan Yu, da Universidade de Princeton, têm trabalhado cada vez mais em como informar as pessoas sobre o que está acontecendo com os dados que são coletados dela e também em criar sistemas tecnológicos que permitam às pessoas dizerem que elas não querem ter os seus dados monitorados, seja por empresas ou seja por governos.
A lot of times when people browse the web, they do lots of very personal activities. Over time, by looking at a lot of your web browsing activity, it can actually really narrow down a good picture of who the person is. Let's say you're, browsing the web about heart disease, and eventually your insurance company finds out that you were searching about heart disease, whether or not you have heart disease, maybe you were just interested for a friend or somebody else, they might potentially raise your insurance rates because they think you're at higher risk. Also, employers or landlords might be able to eventually get this information because this information could be sold eventually to data mining companies. Do Not Track would give consumers an easy-to-use control in their web browser that would allow them to stop this kind of behind-the-scenes tracking. Consumers will need to be a little bit more careful about the things that they share about themselves online. They should assume that anything they put online will eventually become public to the world, and it'll be a lot more difficult to have some information only be shared to certain people. So while I might want to share some fun photos with my friends, eventually it might be possible for my parents or my employer to see those same photos.
I do think that people overexpose themselves on the internet. I don't post any pictures or videos of myself on purpose.
It's an inappropriate photo, of course, I can go and untag it, and that's the good thing about it, that you have the possibility to untag yourself.
I don't do MySpace, I don't do Twitter, I just keep it to Facebook. so that definitely helps.
A lot of people are like ignorant about it because they're like, oh, the internet, you know, I'll go on, I'll put my photos on Facebook of me drunk at a party, and then the college that I apply to will look at them and be like, hey, we don't want this kid.
Privacidade hoje é uma das grandes preocupações no mundo inteiro. A gente está, mesmo sem querer, cada vez mais participando de uma espécie de Big Brother em que os nossos dados pessoais são utilizados tanto por empresas quanto por governos para coisas que a gente nem sequer imagina.
Usually your cell phone provider will know who you are. A lot of the apps on your phone will also communicate to them where you are over time. Maybe you could allow the government to potentially get access to that information too because it's collected.
People's definition of privacy is very, very different depending on who you talk to. Some people are, I'm a Chinese dissident and I can't let the Chinese government find out about me. But it's very different to being like I'm a 17-year-old and I don't really want to see my mom just seeing my pictures of me drinking on the weekends.
You should say, we will have an internet where people own their own data and have the right to do with their data what they want, including selling it, keeping it, whatever. It's the only structure that makes it about the people instead of the technology. And then people can decide for themselves what they want and gradually the thing can evolve. That's the way to create a system that can find a balance.